recording class. Last time we were going over the workbook. Did we finish that or not really?
I don't think we finished it.
All right, let's look at that. It seems to me we were on like C or D. Does that sound right?
Somewhere around there.
I am not sharing my screen, so that is super helpful.
I didn't fix anything yet, Grace. Don't touch it. I saw him somewhere, Clark.
All right. Let me try that again.
Sometimes you leave the machines outside. They're not outside, though.
How about now? Are we cooking with fire now? Talk to me. Where are we?
Ooh, bathroom, Clark. Downstairs bathroom. I already checked that. No, that's where I saw them. Oh, that's a bathroom.
Anybody remember that one? Is anyone awake?
You know who they are? We'll go find them.
Barely.
Did we analyze that already? It seems that we did it really fast. Oh man, I got tricked on that one. Somebody changed my color to white. One. 5 1 6, which means we don't put that. We put 6. Do we put a 1 back here? I don't know. I'm going to do it anyway.
Would you put like 5-3 or something? Or
Probably. Which is confusing. People are like, what is a 5-3? I've never seen that before in my life. 5 6 4. Not 4. What is that chord?
Hey, drop the attitude. She is trying to help.
Harley, what is that chord? Everyone's giving peace signs.
Grace, put that down. We are late.
My mic's off. I was asking if it was not a fourth. Oh.
With me?
Clark.
Is it a 2?
It is. It's a 2-6. Good job.
Everything on the floor is dirty. That stuff's dirty. Who does this pile?
Is this the same 2 chord? All right, what is this? A, F, C, and F.
Well, what's the status with all this?
Hi, Nico. Bad jokes, bad jokes. Thought he was waving at me. He was just saying it's a 5 chord. First inversion. All right, now we got problems. We got an E flat, an G, a C, and a B flat. I guess we don't have problems. What is that?
Sleeve it. Everyone already knows what a mess it is. Is that why you keep shutting it? It's not a secret.
So 2-7 in inversion, right? She
Remember
ignores
last
me.
week when all you had was 3 drinks of protein drink? You came home and said, my stomach grumbled all morning long. Remember that? No. Because you're not hungry right now, but you will be starving before school.
Is that right? All right.
Will you? Yes.
Okay, so we did that. Now they want you to put in embellishments.
I asked you to put that voice down.
So make sure you get your screenshot of that or watch the replay. And I'm going to clear my screen and move on. Are we all right with that?
Upstairs, they didn't want it in the living room floor.
Questions on part D.
I guess we're not going to activate the texture with at least one suspension.
No, I'm going to let you do that all on your own. In the figured bass below, the symbols for and plus sign, sharp sign, hashtag, call for a 4-3 suspension with the sharp applied to the note of resolution. The symbols 6 dash indicate that a first inversion triad is to be used above both C's and the bass. I swear we went over all of this. Am I crazy?
I gave you a list of things. What was wrong with that list?
I think we did the first part of that. D1.
Yeah, I think we did the first part too.
All right.
Just the soprano anyway.
Okay.
Oranges in the fridge.
So I'm going to leave D to you guys too. All right, here we go. E. E, they gave us a template. Well, they give you a finale template. If you know what finale is and have it, you can use that. But they give us a prescribed rhythm and harmonic progression. So this is all about suspensions, right? They want us to give a good soprano bass framework using inversions where desired. Add 1 or 2 inner parts as specified. Show with an X every possible location for a 9/8, 7/6, 4/3, or 2/3 suspension. They want you to include at least one suspension. Any other NCTs they want you to do by stepwise motion or arpeggiations. All right, let's hop down and look at number 2 here. A major. Didn't we spend like half the class period doing something like this? That was one of those numbers. All right. Okay, A major.
What water do you have today? Did you just say me? Who else am I talking to? No.
Well, this is kind of fun. 3 measures. End on A. Should we start high? Go down low. Okay, we need a 5 chord now. Should we just throw everything up in root position and then tweak it as after that? Just to get it up on the screen. So we have 1 going to 5, going to 6, going to 2. Don't worry, my roommates will be leaving shortly. 1 to 5 to 6 to 2. Ooh, 2. You want to go up to 2 or down to 2? All the editing I'm going to have to do on the replay. Oh my goodness. Okay, going to 5. Going to 6. Going to 4. Going to 5. Before our final 1. Okay, 5, E, 6, F sharp, 4, D, 5, E. What do we know that we have to change? Do we have to change anything? Do we want to change something?
Do we change one of the one ports?
One of the which?
The one ports?
I don't remember. Why would we?
Because they're in different spaces.
Say that again?
Because they're in different spaces.
Oh, I just did that for diversity's sake. And I was thinking about our focal points, but I ended up going high on the B, which we may want to change anyway.
Yeah, maybe we could change that to a first inversion, so it goes down to the D.
It would be much smoother, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That way we still have our high focal point. Now we have 3 E's, which is kind of boring. What do you think?
Can we make one of them into an inversion?
Which one? This is E. I was curious what the book did. The book conveniently left this out. I remember doing this before. I swear we've already done this. I'm losing my mind. I need a spring break so bad.
The second 5 in the first measure. Or the first 5, I mean.
What do you want to go to?
5, 6.
All right. You want to wipe that out and make it a G sharp.
That might be boring, but yeah.
Smooth voice leading though. I'm fine with that. Which one did we changed something else? Did we change this too? We did. I forgot to put the 6. Okay. You want to put a melody in? Are we okay with it? We have a high focal, we've got a low focal, nothing's repeated more than twice. Let's put in a melody.
Yeah.
What would you like to start with? Awesome. Should we go on to the next one? Everybody's zombies today.
See?
This is C sharp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we going up or down? You want to change this to a 6/5 and go up?
Down and then we go to the B for the 5.
You want to go here? A?
It doesn't give any parallels, does it?
It gives something, some kind of a parallel. Parallel thirds, but we can have up to 3 of them.
Okay.
And there's our 3 of them, so we got to do something else. Oh, we have parallel fifths there. Does everybody see it?
Not quickly.
Say again?
It takes me a bit to do these things, so I'm fast with this.
It's like 4 A's.
Yeah, we strive for academic excellence. All right, what are we going to change?
Are we aiming to end on a pack?
We don't have to.
Okay. We can start by changing the last state to an E, because that'd probably sound a little bit better.
Yes, we
And
can.
also-
Oh, come on. No, we're going to end up with parallels. We can't frustrate the leading tone like that. But that takes us out of 4 A's to 3 A's, lowering the GPA by at least 4 points.
What if we went 7-6-5 to release the leading tone?
I'm not seeing that. Tell me that again. I'm seeing 6, 7 something.
Well, to not go to the A, what if we went down by step to the 5 from the 7?
If we go down a step from the F sharp to the E, we have parallel octaves. Do you see it? Here we have an octave. Oops. Here we have an octave. And if we make this an E, we'd have an octave. And you'll hear it. No, that's not an octave. What am I thinking? We move into an octave, though. Is that a no-no? I think it's stronger if we avoid that. Is that horrible to have 3 A's? Somebody's really quiet and I can't hear them. Okay, places where we can put suspensions or non-chord tones. What are we supposed to be doing? We're supposed to mark everywhere we can put a 9-8, 7-6, 4-3, or 2-3 suspension. Where is that possible? Every chord that has an A in it can be a 9-8 suspension, true? So, Does the 5 doesn't have a tonic in it, correct? Does the 6? The 6 does, so we could have a 9/8 suspension there, couldn't we? The 2 does not have an A in it, so that's not a possibility unless you went to the 7th chord. The 5 doesn't have it. The 6 has it, so you could have another one there. The 4 has it, does it not? So we could have another one there. 5 doesn't have it. 1 has it. So those are 4 spots that we could have a 9/8. Which chord has the 6 in it? Which 3 chords have the 6 in it? Obviously, the 6 has a 6 in it. So we could do 7/6, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, 4 chord too.
4 chord as well.
And also the second chord.
We said 4, 6, and 2, did you say?
Yeah, 4, 6, and second.
Okay, so those are all marked. What about a 4/3 suspension? The 5. The 5. The 5. The 1. I guess the point of this exercise is to show you that we can do a suspension everywhere. Everywhere we put an X for 4/3, we would also put an X for 2/3, wouldn't we? That's just a retardation going up, right? Am I right? All right, I'm going to abandon you there and let you do the rest. And you can choose to totally change my bass line and my melody. I will not be offended. Are we all right with that? Gonna clear my screen. Did you get your screenshot? Okay. F, you get to get creative. You get to do all that, but you get to do it to your own chord progression. G, analyze the chords implied by this 2-voice framework. Then embellish the framework in an arrangement for string quartet. A suggested beginning is given. Oh, then they're just being fun. Saying, continue your solution to part G to form a parallel period. Now, the exercise that they give you for G is from Mozart. It's based on Mozart's string quartet K170.
So the book is asking us to commit plagiarism.
Well, no, because then they're so cute. In the answer key for letter H, they say, in fact, Mozart did not use exercise G as the first phrase of a parallel period. So they're asking you to be creative based on Mozart, but not do anything that he did, because he didn't do what they asked you to do. So they're asking you to improve Mozart. Can we say that? All right, let's analyze the chords at least before we start the next chapter. What key are we in? G major, that's right. Good job, Timmy. G major. One chord. Next.
Four.
4, good job. Back to a 1. I hate Zoom. Zoom needs to fix its poor software. It was better before they messed with it. Well, this is fascinating. I got a C and an A. What are we going to call it? Can 1 go to 2? Yes, 1 can go anywhere. Can 2 go to 5? Yes. Do we want to call it a 2? F seems crazy. Not a 7 to 6, no, 7 to 5. What's our only other option? The only other option is a 5-7 in third inversion, which is crazy. So we're going to call this a 2-6. Does that give you enough information to get going on this? Can we call it a wrap for chapter 12?
Do they also want us to hold or do the non-chord tones in
Let's see what they
the
said.
4 things as well?
Yeah, it says embellish the framework in an arrangement. So yeah, throw some non-chord tones in there. But it's your choice. You can do whatever you want. Suspensions, arpeggiations, passing tones, neighbor groups. All right. Ooh, what is this? Let's click it. Oh no. Go back. Just kidding. Okay, let's look at the Quizzy Poo for chapter 12. As I recall, there are 3 things. Are you serious? Please wait a few minutes while the update is installed. Who has time for the update to install? Okay, here's your quiz. You ready? It's not live. It's not now. Don't stress. We'll make this due next weekend, along with the workbook. Okay, so we are going to embellish a one-to-one counterpoint given here, just like our workbook. Indicate the harmonic intervals formed by the two voices. Then underline the strong beat labels and put parentheses around all dissonant pitches. Questions, comments, concerns on that? Here we have a D to an A, so that is a fifth. B to a G. Sixth. C sharp to E. Does everybody see what we're doing? All right, remember a good place to put in passing tones is when you have thirds. I don't know if that works, but I'm going to pretend it does. Questions on part A? Next step, part B. Add the best example of a suspension to each of the following, along with one other type of embellishment. Label the suspensions with numbers. 7-6, for example. And label all the other embellishments with the appropriate abbreviations. Questions, comments, concerns on part B? So I'm looking for one suspension in measures 1 through 2, and at least one suspension for measures 3 through 4. Example 2. Put a suspension in each example. Questions? We good? All right. Part C. Label each chord, so Roman numeral analysis. Label the non-chord tones. They did not put them in parentheses for you, so you've got to go find them. And label your suspensions with the numbers. Because you came to class, I'll give you a hint. There's 11 of them. Cool? And they give it you're in E minor, which is nice. So I'll throw that up, make that due Sunday. Sunday for workbook and quiz. Are we okay with that? All right. Yay! Chapter 12's done. All right. I used to know how to export documents, but now I forget. Is it export? Extract. we ready for chapter 13? Chapter 13 is carrying on the non-chord tones. Just getting new ones. Real quick, I want to put this file up before I forget. Never do it. You're going to do a file upload. And we're going to make that due Sunday at 9:59 p.m. That quiz is now live for you on Canvas. While I'm here, Chapter 12 workbook. Edit. Do the same time. Online. File upload. Do I have anything else in this class that doesn't work? That didn't get a due date? That anybody knows about? Hearing none, seeing none. Okay. The key for chapter 10 is now published. Chapter 11, it looks like I messed up. I have multiple due dates. What's up with that? Did everybody get it in? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? I had March 7th as the due date. So I guess that ship sailed. Everyone got it in? I don't see multiple due dates.
What assignment are you talking about?
Chapter 11's workbook.
Yeah, it seems like some of the due dates on some of these are kind of convoluted.
I'm only seeing March 7th on this, but it gives me a big red sign saying there are multiple due dates, so I'm confused.
It says that there's no due date on my end.
All right, so what I'll do is I'll give you an extension. If you didn't get it done, you can get it done. Give you the same deadline as chapter 12. I've assigned that to everyone, so I don't know why it was red, but it no longer is red. So if you didn't get it in, happy St. Patrick's Day. You can still do that. Are we okay with that? I know that a lot of you totally operate on the due date calendar, and if I don't put a due date, it's my fault, and I want to be fair to you. So, happy St. Patrick's Day. You can catch that up. Okay, we've got a due date for the quiz. We got a due date for Chapter 11's workbook. We have a due date for Chapter 11, Chapter 12, and 11's workbook. Anything we're missing? Did we even do a Chapter 10 quiz?
Said there's no due date on my end.
Says there's no due date and no content on my end. Maybe we're skipping that this year. Chapter 11 workbook due date is next Sunday. Same as Chapter 12's. All right. On to Chapter 13. Is that where we're going? You're keeping up on your online quizzes, yes? I don't see any of that. It just goes straight into the grade book if you do it, and you get a 0 if you don't.
Are you talking about the workbooks, like the smart book set?
The smart book?
Smart book, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think I saw that the one for chapter 12 is due in like May.
Sweet. Get it done. Oh my gosh. So many due dates. So many. This is like the most unuser-friendly piece of software, I swear. And then all the publishers have, and all the companies have their own interface, and they try to make it so they talk to each other, and it makes it more confusing. All right, I'm leaving all that, and I'm going to chapter 13. I so did not want to hit the button I just pushed. I do not want the smart book. I just want the dumb book. Come on. All right, so we're going to learn a few more non-chord tones now. Yes, please navigate to my last known location. Oh, it's pink and green for Catherine. I found a polo shirt that's the same color. All right, chapter 13 is non-chord tones 2. Let's share that screen. Appoggiaturas. All the non-chord tones discussed so far have approached and left by step or by common tone. In most tonal music, most non-chord tones will be of the types already discussed. So those are the most frequently found garden variety NCTs. Non-chord tones involving leaps include appoggiaturas, escape tones, neighbor groups, and some anticipations. Are not rare, however, and they tend to be more obvious to the listener. As a very general rule, appoggiaturas, also called incomplete neighbors, are accented, approached by ascending leap and left by descending step. The Tchaikovsky theme in example 13-1, notice the transposition, contains 2 appoggiaturas that fit this description. The first, A4, might also be heard as a 4-3 suspension from the previous measure. So here we go, highlighted in pink for you and played by the Modesto Philharmonic. Here we go. That was a joke, Catherine. Don't worry about it.
Example 13-1.
If only Modesto Symphony was that good. All right. Do you hear what they are talking about? Appoggiaturas, accented, approached by ascending leap, left by descending step. Does everybody see that leap? Now, for our intents and purposes, a skip or anything bigger is a leap according to this book, and not your piano instructor who differentiates between steps, skips, and leaps. But I digress. Leap, ascending, descending by step. With me? One more time. The
Example 13-1.
Now, you might be confused as I was for a wee second there. How are we getting a 9/8 suspension? I'm not a 9/8, a 4/3 suspension What are we getting? I'm still confused. What does this say? The first A4 might also be heard as a 4-3 suspension. Is that? I'm confused. Are you confused?
Yes.
Remember we're transposed. Did they make a boo-boo? Did they transpose themselves? Where is this A4?
Yeah, I think they just.
A and the
That's funny.
Did we find another McGraw-Hill error? Or are they saying it's in violin 2?
and the horn.
Ethan, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
I think so. Yeah.
Did they call this an A4?
Right. Or do you refer to it as an A4, but then
Ah, maybe that's
you
it.
know what I mean? Maybe you're just supposed to refer to it, even though the pitch is different.
Wouldn't we call that a 7-6 suspension?
Why?
Because this is an E, true story. And this is a D because we're in the horn for F transposed. So it's a 7th. Resolving to a 6th. We have another one here, right?
But an E and an A is 4, so why is it 7?
This is not an A, this is a D. Because we are in a transposed instrument.
Oh.
Anywho, we're going to leave that at that. But they're saying it sounds like a suspension, but we're not calling them that, right? We're calling them Appoggiaturas. Because what's a suspension? Remember the definition of a suspension is approached by
Step, right?
same note, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. You're right.
So this, go ahead.
No, I just said that's kind of sus. So,
yeah, it's a little sneaky. So if you hear them as suspensions, though, right? So you got to look before it. Is it coming from the same note, or was there a leap before it? Is it a non-chord tone? Is there a leap before the non-chord tone? Okay.
Are they trying to get at that it sounds like it's a suspension, but it's not? Is that what they're trying to point out?
Yeah, they're saying the first one might also be heard as a 4-3 suspension, which I think they meant 7-6.
Okay.
I could be totally wrong. Maybe the theory teachers that watch this, yeah, right, will correct me on that. And remember that I am just a substitute theory teacher. I only took one
we made a
class.
jingle and everything.
What's that?
So we made a jingle and everything for you. YouTube channel.
My degree is in piano, not theory. I only took one class in theory pedagogy. All right. All appoggiaturas are approached by leap and left by step, but the sequence is not always ascending leap followed by descending step. In fact, example 12-17 has already provided us with an example of an unaccented appoggiatura approached from above the E5 in measure 2. Notice that it is also chromatic. Probably the only other generalization that could be made concerning appoggiaturas is that the appoggiatura is more typical of the 19th century than the 18th. Let's go look at this one. The Bach Saraband.
Example 12:17.
Okay, so the point of that was to tell you, hey, we've got a leap here, step there, and that came from above. We have a leap here, step there, and that came from below.
They don't care about the direction.
They do not. But it has to be in that order. And opposite, right? It can't be leap, step in the same direction or, yeah. Now we have to find our way back with no breadcrumbs to chapter 13. Now, a wonderful example by Chopin. Here's some food for thought. Are you ready for this deep statement? This came from Sir Alan Walker. He just wrote this big old fat book on Chopin. Alan Walker was the Liszt specialist, and now he's turned himself into the Chopin specialist. He's just an everything specialist. He used to be a classical radio disc jockey or host for the BBC. He's from Scotland. And he said the statement was that the sun never sets on the Roman Empire. Like somewhere the Romans owned so many countries that the sun never set right on the Roman Empire. He says, although he can't prove it, he thinks it's probably true of Chopin's music. Somewhere in the world, a song by Chopin is always playing. I bet you he's right. Anyway, here we go. We are listening to a Chopin nocturne. 4 of the 5 non-chord tones in this melody are appoggiaturas, and 2 of the 4 last longer than a beat, the dotted quarter. It is largely this aspect, though in combination with others, slow harmonic rhythm, disjunct melody, homophonic texture, wide range, and so on, that gives this phrase its romantic flavor. The nocturne in D-flat major.
Example 13:2.
And for the rest, you have to subscribe.
That sounded beautiful.
It is. It's a really pretty nocturne. Just pulls at your heartstrings, makes you cry a little bit. Does everybody see that we have 4 appoggiaturas? All are approached by sleep and left by step in the opposite direction. You get 4 of them in a row, all highlighted there in pink. One more time.
Example 13:2.
All right.
The recording had made a mistake, but you'd accidentally paused it.
I thought the same thing. I was like, oh boy.
I was like, hello?
I was just continuing on a little, giving you a free Chopin. All right. Questions or comments on that? I kind of think textural reductions are a little bit blasphemous. Yeah. You can't do that.
Do they actually help anyone?
Not me. I am all tangled.
Honestly, it'd be more helpful to put weed sheet symbols.
Hashtag what's more blasphemous?
All right.
The weed sheets over Bach is funnier, that's for sure.
The reduction of example 13-2, while offensive, show that when we move from the surface of the piece to a more background level, our interpretation of the longer appoggiaturas changes considerably. Issues of this sort are discussed further toward the end of this chapter. I wait with you with bated breath. On we go. Oh, that's the end of that section. We got to go up. We got to get up to get down. Here we go. Escape tones. The contour of the escape tone, also called an incomplete neighbor, is the reverse of that of the appoggiatura, because the escape tone is approached by step and left by leap in the opposite direction. So escape tones are the opposite of the appoggiatura. Escape tones are usually shorter than a beat, unaccented, and diatonic. Does everybody know what that means? Shorter than a beat. We're all right there. Unaccented. What does that mean?
Not on a strong beat.
Okay. And diatonic
In the key.
belongs to the key. They are often used in sequence to ornament a scalar line, as in measures 59 through 60 of example 12-3. Notice in this example that although escape tone figures ornament the line, actual escape tones only occur 2 times. Ooh, let's do it. Click on it. Oh yeah, the MSO is back to play for you the Mozart Symphony. Thinking about it, there was a false start by the bassoon player.
Example 12-3.
I wasn't kidding when I said the MSO was back.
What does this MSO mean?
Modesto Symphony Orchestra.
In all of its glory.
Or was it Merced? One of them. Is there even such a thing? That'd be really cool.
I can
Bet they-
envision a Merced.
What's that?
Well, never mind.
I bet they could do better than this. All right. Now I've messed everything up.
Example 12-3.
It's a little mod wheel on the first violins. They just went. Everybody know what a mod wheel is?
Sounds like a car going up in gear, like.
A mod wheel is this little. It's a circle, but you only see the top half of it. It's at the bottom of a keyboard, and when you press a note, you can go. All right. So escape.
Well, how you say that, it reminds me of the.
We lost you.
The ones that's like that. So.
We can't hear you.
I was going to say that the violinist, they probably filmed that the day after Daylight Savings Time last year.
Okay, so you can see that we approach by step, left by leap in the opposite direction on both of these, yeah? Stepwise motion, leap. Stepwise motion, leap in the opposite direction. All right. Haydn Piano Sonata. The escape tone is also frequently used at cadences to ornament the scale degree progression of scale degree 2 to 1. An instance of this can be seen in example 13-3 by Haydn.
Example 13-3.
Wow, that was quick. Re, mi, do. Questions?
Example 13-3.
All right. All of the escape tones cited in this section have been short, unaccented, and diatonic. These are usually characteristic of the escape tone in tonal music. Next, we have the neighbor group. A common method of embellishing a single tone involves a combination of two NCTs in succession, the first being an escape tone, the second being an appoggiatura. The figure is referred to as a neighbor group, also called a cambiata or changing tones. As example, 13-4 illustrates the neighbor group bears a resemblance to a neighboring tone figure. And then they don't let you hear it due to budget restrictions, copyright infringements. Strawberry pie. Step, leap, step. Does everybody see it? You can kind of put we got our step, leap happening. And we got our leap, step happening. So we're sharing our leap. between the escape tone and the appoggiatura, calling it a neighbor group. Are we okay with that? And that is the end of this section. Anticipations. As the name implies, anticipations anticipate a chord that has not yet been reached. Remember my interrupting cow joke? The NCT moves by step or leap to some pitch that is contained in the anticipated chord, but that is not present in the chord that precedes it. For example, the triad FAC were to if the triad FAC were to proceed to the triad B flat D F, you could use either the note B flat or the note D to anticipate B flat D F chord. While the FAC chord is still sounding, the note F cannot be used as an anticipation because it is common to both chords. Of the two notes, B flat and D, the B flat is probably the better choice. Example 13-5A. In that example, the anticipated B flat 4 forms a satisfying dissonance with the other pitches and is clearly an NCT, but in example 13-5B, the D5 forms no true dissonance with any other pitch. We are in B flat major. Sorry. That B flat got there just 1/2 beat early. Example B. They're saying that the D isn't dissonant enough. So they're only listing it as possible rather than good. An anticipation, very much like the one in example 13-5A, appears in example 13-6. Notice that this excerpt ends with a major tonic triad. In the Baroque period, it was not at all uncommon to end a phrase or a composition in the minor mode this way. This device, known as the Picardy third, is discussed further in chapter 21.
Petition to say it exactly like that every time we come across.
Example 13-6.
The sun came out. Did you all feel it? We were in this dark B flat minor. The sun came out and we ended in B flat major.
Example 13-6.
We got an anticipation and a Picardy third. We are so blessed.
I actually thought you meant literally when the sun fly around me.
It looks like it might be out. I don't know. We are out of time. We will pick up here tomorrow. And I hope you have as many anticipations as I do. Oh, that was bad. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Todd.
All righty.